got a close-up of you.
All right. Oh yeah. I only have. Look at you.
Wow.
It's all
yeah.
about John today.
Yes, so.
So, welcome to Voices of the Valley. This is the one thing that I've been doing, which has been very good, is I put in the lead titles with the new episode and the date,
Nice.
and
You don't have the episode number.
I didn't.
Rough Edge FM. Irritatingly irresistible internet radio at roughedgefm.com.
From the land of lemons, magic, and neighbors who still wave, it's Voices of the Valley. Join hosts Jim and John as they shine a spotlight on local businesses, city council news, community events, and all the colorful characters that make the Santa Clara River Valley feel like home. From Santa Paula to Fillmore in Peru, this is your hometown podcast, Voices of the Valley.
Yes, it is, but it is not November, and it is not episode number 5. It is episode number 6,
Nice.
and it is December 3rd, and I totally dropped the ball.
That's okay. All right. It's been a long week.
It has been a long week. So yesterday was my birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
So we are now the same age again.
Yeah.
And
6-0.
yeah.
Nice.
But man,
New aches and pains, right?
I need to I got sleepy eyes when I sit there and
Mm-hmm.
but when I look in the mirror and stuff, I'm looking on the camera and I'm going, are my eyes even open?
Yeah, the camera, it's kind of a weird thing. You see it, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
So anyway,
Just have your eyes. There's a commercial that's like that. I don't know if you've seen it lately. He's like makes direct eye contact and he's constantly looking at people as he's talking to them.
oh really?
Yeah, until somebody looks at him back the same way and he's like, oh, okay, all right. So,
Yeah, isn't that creepy? It's like,
mm-hmm.
hi.
I know people freak me out when they do that.
Anyways, welcome to another exciting so this is the podcast after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So we've had Black Friday, we've had Small Business Saturday, we had Cyber Monday, and we had Giving Tuesday,
yeah,
all rolled up into one.
I know. That's crazy. All that stuff's gone.
And I heard from several businesses that Small Business Saturday was a huge success.
Mm-hmm.
And they also had a sip and shop in downtown Santa Paula, which was also, I guess, a very big success.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to talk to you as a little bit more of a matured person now because I'm a year older.
Yeah, a lot more wisdom just set in yesterday, right? Okay, there you go.
And it's like, okay, so now time to evaluate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, I was always in my 60th year for the whole year.
Correct.
But now it's like since the number actually turned and that digit
It's flipped. There you
Flipped.
go. Uh-huh. Yep.
it's like, man, it's time to really evaluate.
Well, did you have a couple aches and pains you didn't have before when you woke up this morning?
No.
No, surprise. That's usually the first thing
No.
you're like, oh, okay, that wasn't there before. And yeah.
I'm trying to do less Dr. Pepper, more water. So maybe I'm countering
That's
the
good.
effects of
Mm-hmm.
all the other aches and pains. I will tell you, so anyone who has been debating about doing the sleep apnea test, so I did it. Mine was like 48 times, or it was almost like every minute there was an episode where I was stopping breathing.
Mhm.
And for the last couple of years, I've been very concerned about the fact that I can't remember anything.
Okay.
And so, names, people's names, shows that I might have watched, words that I'm trying to think about, lots of things that I couldn't.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'd do something and then I would forget what I was doing. And I'd go downstairs and I'd be like, why did I come downstairs for? And it was kind of concerning. Since I am now about 2 months now on that sleep apnea, the machine, whatever.
Yeah. CPAP.
My memory has come back full force.
That's scary.
I know.
Wow.
Like so there's a program that I was watching, the Murdaugh murders.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, Murdoch kept sticking in my brain, and I'm like, "Oh, Murdoch, what is it? No, it's not Murdoch. Oh man, could not think. Now I can remember Murdoch, and I think about some of the names of people that I've been talking with, and I'm going, oh shoot, and it's like, oh, that's Monica. So at first, the initial response is, oh, crap. But then when I stop for a second, it's like, oh, yeah, it's this. So my memory has improved 100% ever since I took the Evelyn Wood speed reading course. My memory has improved 150%.
It's amazing what happens when you get sleep. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody was telling me that when you sleep, that's when your memory gets locked in. That's when most of the stuff gets stored
Yeah.
and captured.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I'm sleeping better lately, so it's all good, But yeah, because you have so much information you got to process during a sleep or during the day, and it's hard. It's like it's there. It just takes a while to come out because the processor may be a little slower.
Yeah, but it wasn't coming out.
Oh, that
was the scary thing is
how many times do you sit there and you see somebody and you know who they are, you should know their name, you can't remember for the life of you, and like 3 hours later it's like, oh damn it, now I remember their name. It's like, yeah, it just takes a while to,
right.
It just takes the long road in your brain.
Well, I will tell you that I am very happy with the fact that this has helped my memory immensely.
I did that test 6 years ago.
Did you?
Yeah, and then had the CPAP machine for a while, but now I don't need it. So.
Oh, you don't?
No.
So you can actually outgrow it.
Well, yeah, part of it was because of I was a lot heavier back then, and I had my surgery and stuff like that. So once that cleared up, I was a lot better. So I really didn't need it anymore.
Oh, okay.
And then, funny story is that yesterday I was at a doctor's appointment as a follow up for my pneumonia and stuff. So I was at a specialist, and was it pulmonary, and then a sleep center. So I go in there, and they're like, give me all this paperwork about sleep to do a sleep study, and I'm like, I'm not here for a sleep study. They're like, yeah, that's what your doctor scheduled you for. I'm like, no, but they're like, how many hours do you sleep? What happens when you sit down? The whole question. And I'm like, this is dumb. I'm not here for this stuff. And it took literally 20 minutes before they came back and said, oh, we called your primary, and this is what happened. And no, we know you're not here for that. And I'm just like, are you kidding? It's like, I had the information here. I called to verify what it was for, and they couldn't. It was funny. A sleep study, and I was just like, yeah, that's what I did. I almost did another one.
Oh, nice. And so, what's our bill of health?
So far, so good. Wow, I got to do another round of testing, blood work, and CAT scan just to verify. But he says looking okay. So
okay.
But specialists are interesting because he was talking me through all these different things that he would do. He's like, well, I might want to stick a tube down your throat to look at your throat. I want to get some samples out of your lungs and all that. And he's like, we need to do this, we need to do that. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? And then it comes down to he's just going to do the CAT scan and the blood work. And I'm like, well, my primary did the same thing. So all that stuff, literally like a half an hour with the guy, and it came down to the same 2 tests, which I originally did, just to verify I'm okay. And I was just like, oh my God, I went through this. But he was going through all the details and all the things he could do, but he decided not to do it. And I'm just like, you just did all that for
You're never getting those 20 minutes back.
No, exactly. And yeah, bottom line, that's what I'm like, you could have told me that in the first 10 minutes,
Right.
But he has to go through the whole thing.
Okay, so speaking of which,
Yes.
we're gonna start a new motto for 2026.
Okay.
And it's gonna be one word.
Okay. Where is that?
You tell me.
Simplify.
Simplify.
Mhm.
It almost sounds like simplify.
Yeah. Mhm.
But it's simplify.
Simplify your life.
Yes. So it is time to evaluate, take a look at the stuff that you're doing in your life, what's bringing you joy, what's bringing you stress, what what things have absolutely zero value in your life.
Mhm.
Now, one of the things that I want to be careful of is I don't want as I do this, I don't want it to become all about me, where it's like, okay, I'm this doesn't do anything for me, so I'm going to cut it out. But it might be beneficial to people.
Mhm.
I might be helping the community. I might be, bringing value to a group of people, and so I don't want to be greedy in the sense that it's me now, and
Kind of balance.
yeah.
Mhm.
But at the same time, there are things that I'm doing that it's like, one, I'm not doing it very well, so I'm only hurting the person that I'm supposedly trying to help, and but it's to learn to say, you know what, you'd be better off doing this with somebody else.
That's hard to do,
Yeah,
especially when they come to you to do this.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so I want to try to simplify, and we've said this so many times in the show where we talked about how we never ran to the phone when it would ring. If we were outside having a barbecue, we were outside having a barbecue. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't do this. We didn't do that. And I think there's a big piece in America, probably not so much so in the West, as far as like the Midwest and the Southern states, the smaller states. But when you get into places like New York and Boston and California and Texas and
Major metropolitan area.
yeah, Chicago, it's messed up.
Fast paced.
Yeah,
Everything's instantaneous too.
yeah,
I don't know if any of those people know how to just sit and relax. You know?
right.
Yeah.
It's just it seems, and it feels normal, but I'm sure some of these other, like in Idaho, they're looking at you going, what the hell are you doing? And I don't know. I would hope that there's still a part of America that is like the good old America.
A few years ago, we were in Hawaii, and yes, it's touristy, whatever, but they're on a different level. They're very laid back. Just they always say you're on Hawaiian time. You get there when they get there, kind
Yeah.
of thing. But it's true. They enjoy life. There's still the places that do all the work, but for the most part, people are just enjoying the moment. And I think we lose that a lot of times. We don't enjoy the moment or where we're at. So
I was looking at when I was doing some research on basically trying to take a look at my life and the things that I'm doing, and yeah, I have 15 years.
I'll give you 20.
Yeah, but I don't see myself between 75 and 80 being able to do the magic like I do and all that kind of stuff. And
They just wheel you up there, and then they just like they do the musicians that are in their 90s and they're still singing in concerts. They just kind of wheel them up there.
yeah, I was talking about this one friend of mine who was a rock star, and they have a band made up of all these different bands like Boston and Toto and all this kind of stuff. And we were sitting in the green room with them, and they're all sitting there with their walkers and, and all this kind of stuff. And then they walk up to the steps of the stairs, and they're getting help and everything. And then all of a sudden they get to the stage, and it's like boom, hey, how y'all doing? It's and then as soon as they're done, they get to the curtain, and it's like, okay, help me out.
Exactly. Yeah, they pour every ounce of energy they have into that show, and then they're done.
Yeah, yeah. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So Santa Paula had a pavement meeting last night
about the next phase of their pavement.
Yes, and that's what I spent my 60th birthday on.
I was shocked that you were there.
Everybody else was too.
I was surprised. I thought you were really going to go do something.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that needed to be televised, though.
I think they wanted it more for recording to be able to, have it for the records.
Yeah, but
there were a lot of questions, a lot of statements, public statements. There's so one of the things that somebody said was Measure A. Like 15 years ago, there was a Measure A.
If I'm not mistaken, I wonder if that was the college one, the school one.
It sounded like it was for roads.
Was it for roads?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll look it up while we're talking.
Okay.
Mhm.
But whatever it was, it didn't sound like it went to where it's supposed to go. And there are a lot of challenges to the fact that this money is in the general fund for Measure R and Measure T. But the council, I think, was pretty clear about the fact that they have advisory committees that are looking over how the money is being spent to make sure that they stay on task. Did you find something?
When it talks about the school, Measure A for the school. Yeah, that's the only thing it has. I have to keep looking. Yeah.
Okay, so it was a good meeting. You can find it on YouTube if you go to the city's website.
You know, I'm sorry, but the questions that they were asking about where that money was going, it was going to be a general thing. That was stated when they first put the bond or the measure out.
Right.
It was everything questions they were asking. That was stated when they put that out there.
Right. I mean, there were some people that were going, "Oh, it was specifically raised for the roads," but it's like, well, no, there was more to it than that.
That was the primary.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so some of the people were misinformed with some of their comments and questions last night, or they forgot,
Right.
So, but yeah, the city's been very clear as far as how that money's being used, and then forming that oversight committee that's looking at it too.
Right.
It's the same thing. I sit on the Measure T committee, and it's the same thing. It's like we are very specific as far as where that money's getting allocated between roads, public safety, and youth. And we stay true to it is, and that's what they're going to do with Measure R. They'll stay true to where that money's going.
So, and maybe Tim can help us out with this one. But one of the questions that came up at council meeting last month was somebody was complaining about the fact that their road is not paved and that they don't have any sidewalks and all this kind of stuff. And it's in the unincorporated part of Santa Paula. Do you know who is responsible for the unincorporated?
It's county.
So the county needs to be doing those roads.
Anything that's outside the city limits, that's county, even though it's considered still Santa Paula. Like if you go out towards, like, example, Briggs School, out there.
And that's what Tim said was county.
You go to Briggs School, anywhere between here and Briggs School, that when you pass the city limits, that's all county responsibility. So if they wanted to put sidewalks out there, that's not the city.
Okay.
That's why you see here the sidewalks end kind of right here, and then it goes just to the farms, all the ranches and stuff. So, but yeah, anything that's outside of the city limits, it's all county that has to do with that. So, yeah, I know.
Getting a little relaxed here.
I know, a little relaxed, but anyway, so yeah, so that's.
Sure, I'm used to this new John.
Yeah, taking a nap soon. After your nap. But yeah, there. I don't know if some of the roads streets they were talking about last night, and previous were in unincorporated areas, and that's what they got to kind of look at. So,
what was interesting is that nobody mentioned to the fact that when those comments were made, that said, "Hey, your street is in an unincorporated area, so it's not the responsibility of the city. So you need to, get in touch with the county." So Tim is saying the city can annex the area, and it would be us, and it could help us tax wise if we understood it correctly.
that'll have to go to a vote though to annex it.
So why are there parts of Santa Paula that are unincorporated?
Well, if you look at it though in the map, it's just on the outskirts of everything. Like if you look at everything south of the airport, that's all unincorporated, even though it's just over the bridge and that's Santa Paula, that's still all unincorporated. There's got to be lines at some point somewhere, however it was drawn.
Mm-hmm.
The expansion was when we did the harvest, and then now we expanded to the new business park that's on this other side, on the west side. So the city limits will expand another, I don't know how big that area is over here, but it has to be annexed in through votes to vote because
Okay.
of SOAR. So
Because of what?
SOAR, Save Our Agricultural Resources. It's an initiative that prevents cities from building on farms or
Okay.
on farm labor.
Yeah.
My term is with the land. So it kind of keeps them all separate. That's why you see so many separations between the cities. You have to keep the agriculture vibrant. So you have to
So any of those agricultural areas, a lot of them then are under the county.
almost all of them are in the county.
Okay.
Almost all of them. So
And so when a farmland gets sold and a developer develops on it, they had to go through the county to get permission.
unless a
And-
city, go ahead, finish your thought.
But they had to get permission in order to be able to take that farm down and then to build buildings on it, which then meant that they had to also make the decision to annex that property to the city.
Anything that bumps up against a city, they can't do that, and it also helps with taxes, tax breaks.
Right.
It helps with being a good neighbor, and like the harvest was Limonero. So Limonero is actually not in the city of Santa Paula; they're in the county land. So but they brought that property over and asked the city to bring it into annex it. So 'cause
Okay.
that does bring more services to the city.
Mhm.
And it does bring some property tax, not much, but it brings some. But it helps the city expand their services too.
Okay, so in the city of Santa Paula, we have the fire department that is part of the county fire, and they get a portion of our tax. They get a large portion of the majority of our property tax in order to do that. In Fillmore, fire and police are county, are they not?
No, Fillmore has their own fire department, but county is out there also.
So Fillmore does have its own fire.
Yeah.
But they don't have their own police.
No, police and sheriffs,
Okay.
county sheriffs.
So is that a similar deal that they're using property taxes in order to pay?
I don't know. I don't know how that's being paid.
Okay.
I'm assuming it is, but to what percentage, I don't know.
And then you have Piru that doesn't have either.
It's unincorporated.
Yeah. And so because it's unincorporated, all of that property tax money goes to the county anyways.
Yeah, because that pays for all the services, sheriff, county fire, all that stuff too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're responsible for the roads, they're responsible for the sidewalks, they're responsible for, because the entire town is unincorporated.
Now, if you look at, like in Santa Paula, if you look at 10th Street, okay, 10th Street is actual state highway. So the city's not responsible for the road, even though it's in the city limits. The state is for repairs. That's why you're seeing all the repairs that they're doing, the new crosswalks and all that. That's all being done by county or by the state. They're the ones that are doing it.
So it's not even a state road, it's
It's a
it's not a
state-
county road, it's a state road.
Exactly. So that's why you see CHP all the time patrolling through there and so on. So any cities that has a state highway, like in Fillmore, 126 runs right through the city, even though the county police have jurisdiction, but it's also a highway patrol tracks it.
Okay.
State, so yeah, every city's got that where they've got state highways that kind of run through most of them. So, and that's all. It's a group of a bunch of them. So,
Tim said that Fillmore is a volunteer fighters, but they employ a chief and a captain.
they employ a handful of people. I don't know
Okay.
if it's several captains or whatever. But I know they do employ some.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in our case, because we're paying so much of our property tax, when new properties come in, it doesn't necessarily have the same value. People are like, "Oh, we got all these new buildings," and it's all we're doing is we're giving the county more money because they're getting the bulk of the.
Yeah, having new housing in Santa Paula right now, while it helps, it also hurts because it's using more resources. You need more safety, public safety there. So who's going to pay for all that stuff? So
Right.
you got to add more police cars.
And we're not getting the property tax like everybody thinks we are.
Exactly.
So out of every dollar, I think I heard the term, out of every dollar, I heard that we get like 21 cents or something like that.
It's 20 cents or less.
Yeah.
whatever it is. Yeah, that we actually get.
Yeah.
So, and then the bulk of that, rest of that goes to the county, and then the state gets their cut out of it. Their small little cut out of it too. But the bulk of that, I think it's 70% of it, goes to county. So whenever I see these homes being built here, it's like, yeah, that's great. We're going to add 2,000 homes. Awesome. It's going to bring more people. Hopefully they shop here, they do things here. But if we don't have businesses here for them to shop in, it actually hurts our city.
Right.
Because it hurts our staff, because now our staff's overtaxed, or they're overworked because there's so many different, because they can't afford to bring more people in. So guess what? They're working longer hours, they're doing more things, more areas to cover, so it's while I love all that, it's hurting. Now when they do the business park out here and they bring in businesses, that's huge for our community, because we're getting all the sales tax for all
Right.
that. So the key for our community, and I've been advocating for this a while, is we need to bring in more businesses. More business, bring a lot of sales tax dollars. We lost a lot over the last year. If you look at it, we lost Santa Paula RV, which was a huge one. We lost Rite Aid. Big Lots was another one that we lost too. So there's the Healy and Weber, the manufacturers that make medical supplies on Main Street. They moved out. So there's several businesses that brought a lot of sales tax dollars here, significant sales tax dollars, and we have nothing to replace it right now. So, and I get it. Businesses aren't looking at coming in and expanding and doing right, especially what's going on right now.
Right.
But we need to do a better job as a city to bring in, to recruit, to get out there and put our name out there and get people. We have 32,000 people. Why can't we have medium size retail here?
Well, it's interesting. We're running out of time, but Piru. Piru is going to be a long time coming before it's going to see any kind of retail.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just you have to go off the beaten path, even though it's a quarter of a mile. There's still, people aren't going to deviate off the 126. So doing business in Piru really heavily relies on the fact, it's kind of like us, our magic shop. It's not on the beaten path. So you have to know about us.
Yeah.
And so we have to do a really good job at trying to get people to be aware of the fact that we are here in order to drive the business.
Yeah.
Santa Paula is the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Fillmore is the only city in the valley that has the benefit of somebody driving through the 126 and seeing a business and going, oh, that's there. Yeah. So anyone in Fillmore, they have the greatest potential of attracting retail than I think out of all three locations.
Yeah, and they have the property along the highway that can do it. There's
Yeah.
a lot of empty lots there, and some, I guess, a while back were designated for shopping centers and stuff. But the way retail is now, it's probably not going to happen. So, fortunately and unfortunately, we may see housing along the highway. Like they're doing on the east end of Fillmore.
Yeah.
As you enter Fillmore from Santa Paula, there's these big properties. I think one of them might be slated for, maybe wrong, but slated for housing.
Okay.
They were looking at doing it as a shopping center or something to that effect.
Right.
It's just hard with retail, the state it's in right now, with online shopping and all these other things. It's hard to get it to attract somebody to really come into the community.
Yeah.
Especially communities like ours. Now, if you go into other cities, I mean, they're building like crazy, so a lot of businesses are going in there, but there's higher traffic and stuff. So I said, we need to do a better job as a valley to attract businesses.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we're struggling a little bit. So,
well, and it's like you said, it's a tough time. And, 5 years from now, who knows, we might not see any retail stores.
It might be online.
Except for the mom and pops,
Mm-hmm.
But so what's going on?
So in Santa Paula this weekend, the Art Museum has their holiday market. So that's going on, and I don't.
First Sunday is coming up, so all the museums should be open for free, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So
And
look at my calendar here. So let me see what it was. Santa Paula Art Museum Holiday Market. They're doing that Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
now I heard that is that the market that's at Park 1055?
No, that's the one that's going to be at the art museum.
At the art museum. Okay, so they have a holiday market.
Yes,
I heard Park 1055 was talking about doing a market.
that I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the following weekend we have the holiday market that's going to be taking place
Downtown.
What about in Fillmore?
Fillmore, they just had their Sunday. They just had their holiday tree lighting and night market. So I don't know what their next plans are or anything. But it was a huge. Well, they have their parade this weekend.
Right, they have their
Yeah.
parade, and then Piru has their parade the following week.
Yeah, so that's their big thing that they have their
So-
parade this weekend. So
And they're, after watching the Santa Paula parade and going through what we went through this year, I probably have turned to say, you know what, this should be a Saturday morning parade. Get people to the downtown, and then once they're there, they'll be, they'll go to the restaurants, they'll do whatever. Right now, with the night and how chaotic it was, and everybody they come, they go.
Yeah.
So I would actually advocate for a Saturday morning parade.
and that's probably where it's going to go
Yes.
going forward. And the theory for the parade at night was it was going to bring more people out, which it does. It brings
It does.
a ton of people out, a lot of families and stuff. But yeah, are they actually shopping? The restaurants are packed. We know that.
Yeah.
Any event downtown, they're packed. But are they actually shopping? They tried this on Friday this year. They took a lot of heat because they moved it on Friday and happened to fall at the same time as a football game.
Right.
So that didn't help either. But so I don't know the results of it yet. I mean, I'm sure they can get some analytics off it.
I think they're working on that.
yeah, there's a program that can pull that stuff up.
The other thing, when I was filming it, I had a camera that was shooting downstream, and all you saw was headlights.
Yeah, I know. I saw that on my phone. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like once they crossed the bandstand and I switched over to that camera, the view was totally fine.
Yeah.
But before that, you're just looking at headlights.
Yeah. 'Cause
And
there's not enough lighting down.
no,
Yeah.
no. And so that, and I don't remember that over the last couple of years,
Now, for
having
some
that
reason,
issue.
This year was a issue with it, so I don't know why.
Yeah. I mean, I know we were on a different side. I was shooting at a different angle. This was more of a direct, whereas the other one was kind of offset.
Well, there was a lot more darkness in the background, where before you face the other way, it was against the buildings, and so I think there was a lot more light.
Yeah.
So I think having it reversed the other way made it look a lot darker.
Yeah. Because it was in really dark.
Yeah, and I don't remember it being that way.
Me neither.
So
I was going to look back on some of my older videos, but
because I think shining against the building lights actually helps light the whole thing up, and there just isn't enough there.
right.
So
And maybe some of the floats were lit up more in past, and so.
yeah,
But anyway, that's all we got time for.
Okay. Yeah.
So next week, Fillmore is going to have their
this weekend,
parade, but next week they're going to have their city council meeting,
the council meeting next Tuesday.
and Santa Paula is going to be next Wednesday.
Now, that Wednesday will be in Santa Paula. Will be they're going to appoint a new mayor and vice mayor. So,
Correct.
So we'll see how that plays out, how it's going to work out. It's all based on nominations, so we'll see who. We kind of have an idea who's going to be there, but let's
Right.
until it's official. So
And what about Fillmore?
Fillmore, I'm pretty sure they're going to do the same thing. I didn't see, there's nothing on their agenda yet, but I think they do the same thing that day. So,
Okay. Well, we'll report on that
Yeah. Well, we'll take a look at
next
it and see.
Wednesday.
Mhm.
Okay. That's all for now. Thanks for listening. Stay safe and shop local.
This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.